What's up, guys? We're here with the Harley Twins, the biggest gym milestones tier list. Let's see what they have and let's see if they're right or wrong in a couple of them. Let's get started.
Today, we're going to be ranking the best gym milestones from S tier all the way down to D tier. So this will be ranking them in order of how hard they are to achieve and how rewarding the milestone is. So just for example, before we get into it, things like getting your first bicep vein or hitting your first 225 bench press. The first one is your first pump in the gym, as Arnold would describe.
It's as satisfying to me as coming is.
I'm not exactly sure how much I agree with him. However, it is
He was onto something there. Arnold was onto something, honestly.
pretty good feeling. Yeah, some guys might get their pump the first day in the gym. Some guys, probably don't work hard enough to get a really good pump. And I find maybe like 6 months in, that's when you sort of unlock the combination of carbohydrates in your system, pre-workout, and hitting the muscle properly to get a solid pump. And the pump becomes like the best thing about the gym, but it pretty much happens straight away. I'm just going to put it into C tier? I'd argue it needs to go higher because just in terms of how rewarding it is, you actually end up chasing the pump. Like I'm taking things like L-citrulline, carbing up like 100 grams of carbs before my workouts now just to get the pump. I probably put
It makes a difference, guys. Also, pink Himalayan salt. Trust me, pink Himalayan salt.
in just B tier. Next, we have your first six pack. So for guys that started overweight and have always been overweight, I understand this is life-changing. This is like the thing they chase from day one. For me personally, I've never had an issue having a six-pack, even at higher body fat percentages. When I bulk up, I still have abs, and I've always really had abs because I was a super skinny kid. But I could just imagine if you were overweight, how big of a milestone this would be, especially if you started off really obese. We talk about the aesthetic physique in almost every video and how it's the most desirable physique, and a part of that is the six-pack. A six-pack plays a massive role in an aesthetic physique. So I think achieving a six-pack, I just gotta go like A tier at least. Next,
It's S tier. It's S tier. Come on. Come on. If you go from being absolutely overweight, like, as in go from this to this, bro, that's S tier.
we have filling out your old t-shirts. Now this takes time. It is a grind to get to this stage, and it is such a good feeling, especially when you forgot that you had a piece of clothing and now you really fit into it. It's so rewarding, especially for me. I started off as a skinny guy, so when I'm filling out sleeves of clothes that I used to wear like loosely, such a good feeling. It takes so much work to get to that point because you literally need to grow multiple inches in arm size to fill out sleeves that you couldn't before. I think just in general, finding out that you look good in fitted clothes is an insane milestone in itself, because before you couldn't really wear tight stuff because you just look like a nerd, you look like a bit of a geek. But now that you got the muscle mass, you actually look super aesthetic in tight clothes, and it opens up a whole new layer of fashion. I'll probably put that it's got to go A tier, because next we have buying your first supplement stack. So you've gone to the gym, or maybe even before you've hopped in the gym, you've realized there are a few things required in order to build a good physique. Now, they're not essential, but they do help along the way. The first ones you probably get is probably creatine and whey protein. And then some guys get mass gainers or like those gimmicky shredding shakes. Honestly, the best ones to start is just creatine. Creatine is probably the most backed supplement in the entire fitness industry. Yeah, I mean, the stats don't lie. You can see up to 30% more strength gain, 2 to 4 pounds more muscle every single year. If there was one supplement I'd have to take, it would obviously just be creatine. In terms of creatine, I now suggest take creatine gummies, because everyone knows powdered form in anything just sucks to use. You can't travel with it. Now, you do need to be careful because a lot of companies fake it, but I go with Tasty Gains, and they're now a proud sponsor of this channel. I wouldn't recommend anything that's bullshit. Tons of sponsors have reached out before and I've declined all of them except Tasty Gains, because they have third-party testing on their website, and this stuff tastes so good that I've already had the whole tub. That's like 10 grams of creatine a day. That's the first link in the description. I highly suggest you check it out. So yeah, in terms of buying your first supplements, it opens up a whole new can of worms, possibly leading to other things down the line. But either way, I'm going to put it into C tier though, because yeah, realistically, it's not going to be that pivotal. All right, next we have your first fucked up rotator cuff or just shoulder injury in general. If you bench press, there's a good chance you would have experienced this in the first 6 months. It's always the left shoulder too. Why is it always the left shoulder? And this always happens at the start, especially because when everyone starts at the gym, they're just chasing that bench press number, and eventually your shoulders just can't keep up to the muscle and the strength that you're gaining, and something will get fucked up. And my shoulders have never been the same since. So I honestly suggest right now, stop chasing that bench number. I mean, yes, increase and progressive overload, but it's not worth a fucked up rotator cuff. Well, it just has to go into D tier, doesn't it? This is a terrible This is just a terrible part of the journey. But it happens to almost everyone. The next one is your first gym compliment. It is such a good feeling, and it's a kind of a crazy feeling because it's like imposter syndrome. It's like you were the one that was trying to learn the gym, and now people are trying to learn from you, or they're just giving you a compliment like, bro, you're looking good. And tell you what, mate, that makes your day, especially as a guy. Guys don't get compliments too much, and when you hear it in the gym, it's like, fuck yeah. Yeah, it's going to be either from girls or guys. Either way, this is probably why you started the gym. It was to look impressive, you know, to be respected by other guys, be attractive to other females. And there's no better feeling than when that work pays off, okay? They were calling you skinny, and now they're asking what your diet plan is. I feel like this just has to go straight into S tier because it's so rewarding. And for people to outrightly compliment your physique, like that don't know you, you've made some good progress. 100%. Next, we have hitting a 225 bench. Hitting a 225 bench for me was massive because I was chasing it for so long because I started off so weak. I was benching literally the bar and that was it. It took me a long time to get here. It took me over a year to hit a 225 bench, which is pretty slow, honestly, which is why it was so rewarding. Like, I genuinely spazzed out when I hit 225. I freaked out. I was yelling across the gym. For some guys, this bench press is easy as fuck. I know some Samoan lads that could just do this stock. They just walk into the gym and just do it the first day. It's pretty fucking crazy how different strength genetics are. But either way, this is a good bench press. I mean, literally less than 1% of grown adult men can actually bench press 225, so it is objectively a good lift. But then you realize you've got a long way to go in terms of strength, and, you know, there's people that are just levels above, you know, doing double this for reps. And then the chase for a 315 bench takes even longer. I'm going to put this into A tier. Yeah. Next one is getting your first steroid accusation. So, especially if you put yourself out there online, it's actually pretty common to get steroid accusations, even if you're not big. I mean, this is the duality of the internet. You can have people calling you way too small and like laughing at your progress, and other people saying that you're on gear in the exact same comment section. It's crazy. People's perceptions are warped, and tell you what, it is like the biggest backhanded compliment ever. Yeah, because if you know you're natural, 100% certainty, really only you know that, it's a bittersweet feeling because they're kind of undermining your progress and kind of belittling you a little bit, but at the same time, that means they think you look impressive. So, I mean, I guess it just has to go into like B tier maybe? Yeah, because it's kind of a little bit annoying as well. All right, next we have the big guy asking for a spot. This is pretty intimidating because you don't actually know if you can lift this weight if he were to fail it, but you G yourself up anyway and you go and spot him. Good on you. I mean, he probably picked you because he thinks you are capable of spotting him, and he's basically putting his life in your hands in that very moment. I mean, yeah, I know if I'm alone and I'm asking someone to spot me, it's generally someone that I think would know how to spot, which means they're experienced in the gym. So I would take it as a compliment, and, you know, it's like you are the chosen one. Pretty good feeling. I mean, it could just happen randomly though, so I might just put it into C tier. Yeah. Next, we have your first bicep vein. Yeah, I mean, bicep veins are just super aesthetic, and if you've got a bicep vein just chilling there, it means you're both lean and muscular, okay? Yeah, some guys just have it without training as well. Like, it is pretty genetic as well, vascularity. But if you just have it pretty much at all times walking around, usually you're pretty into the gym and you've been going to the gym for quite a while. I think this is honestly a sign of a disciplined man. If I see someone and he's got a bicep vein chilling there, I know that is a man of substance, okay? When you shake his hand and he's got that bicep vein just popping out, I know that's a man of character. But anyway, yeah, we're just going to put into like A tier. And that's it, guys. Also, just want to say big ups to all of the guys in this.
Guys, do you agree with the list? Let me know in the comments.